This video details a technique I use to add some safety margin when anchoring in a sparsely charted anchorage. The technique is simple. You take a GPS-enabled plotting device, start a new track, hop in the dinghy, and motor around key features of the anchorage. I call this track my Dinghy Scout track, and it definitely improves safety near poorly charted or uncharted hazards. Here is an example in a 30 to 35 foot deep anchorage where we have all 200 feet of chain out. We are anchored near the cursor. The wind is coming from the east. The island is properly charted, but our Dinghy Scout track stops just short of uncharted shallows off the island. The eastern extent of the Dinghy Scout track is in deep water right before a dangerous uncharted coral reef to the east. Then the Dinghy Scout track does a half a circle around the boat nearest to us in the anchorage. You can see that the Dinghy Scout track lines up with the uncharted hazards on the satellite image. The Dinghy Scout track is great for verifying distances to hazards. You can see the island is about 500 feet away. Given we've only got 200 feet of chain, it's a safe distance away. We're also a safe distance away from the reef, even if the wind swings 180 degrees as it had the night before. Over time, we've swung within 200 feet of where the other boat in the anchorage was, but they've swung away from us as well. When we created the Dinghy Scout track, they were 300 feet away from us. Here's another Dinghy Scout track that came in very handy. We were anchored surrounded by mangrove islands, so we scouted 360 degrees around the boat. The Dinghy Scout track is at the extent of safe water, and you can see that the islands are not exactly where they were charted. Fortunately, we had made this track because that night our anchor drug. You can see that we managed to keep the boat in safe water, but it was very close. Without this track to guide me while we retrieved the anchor, I don't know if we would have managed. If you want to hear more about this anchor dragging adventure, click on the link that just popped up somewhere in this video screen. I'll leave you with a few additional tips. Unless your GPS floats and is waterproof, bring a dry bag. These examples are from clear Caribbean waters. If you have to dinghy scout in murky waters or in bad visibility, you'll need a lead line or a handheld depth sounder. I'll link the handheld depth sounder I use in the description below. Lastly, it always helps to start the track as you drop the anchor because that gives you an additional data point. That's it. I hope you find the Dinghy Scout track useful as both a safety technique and an educational tool. See you out there.